Welcome back to the Data Virtualization Cloud Data Services with Code-Free Composition demo. I want to hop right in here. This video describes how to create your consumers that we're going to be working with. And we're doing two consumers with this demo. The dashboard as well as a Feed Henry mobile application that's using the OData. So as you'll see, I've already created the dashboard here, but let's go over to Showcase, go to Administration, look at our external connections, and you'll notice up top I have my application name on OpenShift and Dashboard, but you'll notice I have Mashup Service, and you'll see I have a green light. Let's go in and we want to do the edit here. And I just want to show you for the external connection, we're using the mashup service over on OpenShift. And we're using the TID driver that's included. And we're using the TID user to be able to connect to it. And you should have written that down initially when you created your DV application. Once I have the connection, I should be able to define, I should be able to test it, and then I should be able to build my data provider. So I have a mashup query here, and if I look at our edit, our mashup service, I'm getting the information from the service view here. And in this case, I'm actually using the if you'll notice going back here to the external connection, I'm actually using JDBC through Dashboard and OData on Feed Henry. So I'm using two different methods to access the same data for the consumers. And so here's, again, my data provider. And I'll show under the Analyze and Review data exactly how I built that workspace. But to connect to the data, external connections, data provider, and I can also do imports of dashboards, but we'll touch on that later. So then let's go over to our Feed Henry, our mobile application here. And let me go to my project that I've created. This is the Feed Henry Studio. And so we are going to be opening up Feed Henry more. That was a recent acquisition by Red Hat. And so I do have a nice project that I started. First, I want to hit new project just to show you. You can choose a template, and I just did a hello world. And when I did the hello world, it gives me my client and cloud app. And so if I go back to projects, look at my name, and I look here, this is the one that I created. You'll see I have a Angular hello world client and a cloud app. And what I want to show on this point for Feed Henry is as far as the setup goes, when I look at my editor, and now everything else I did was pretty much code free. And what I can do with Feed Henry is create a MBAS service, which would mean I wouldn't have to write code over on Feed Henry. But for this case, to get this out there, within the example code, I'm using this URL, which if you'll notice is the OData. And then I'm actually using that search string to filter. And I have my username and password that I'm sending in up top for the basic authorization. And so I'm clicking a button in the mobile app which tells the Node.js cloud service to get the data through the OData endpoint on data virtualization on OpenShift. And so that's really all that has to be set up is the basic authentication and the endpoint within my cloud app, and that makes the data available for my mobile app. Then I could also turn that into an MBAS, a mobile service that I could share through my mobile apps, but I haven't done that portion yet. So we'll look at analyzing and reviewing the data next. So thanks for listening.